What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then just welcome to my channel.
Hello, motherfucker.
If you are new here, today's video is one of 7 that I'm doing for the week of Halloween, telling a true crime story that inspired a very popular horror film that you may not have known was really based on a true event. My true crime and makeup videos are just that. Like, I'm telling you a true crime story and I'm doing my makeup at the same time. And it's a good time if you enjoy true crime. Today's video, I'm drinking wine, but typically I'm filmed before I go to work, so I can't drink wine. I mean, I would like to. I would like to have a glass of wine before I went to work, but that's typically frowned upon, so I don't, okay? This video is going to be the tale of the Sawney Bean Clan, or the Bean Clan. It is the 46-member cannibalistic incesty clan, and the true story behind The Hills Have Eyes, which is one of my favorite horror films. Like, I love that movie, it's so good, but little did some of us know it was based on a true story. So without further ado, if you're interested in hearing the real story and seeing how I got this look, just keep on watching. A little ASMR for you. I have wine. This reminds me of when I first started making videos. I would be so nervous and my anxiety would be just acting up like crazy. So then I would have to get me a glass of wine or something to calm my nerves just to be able to feel comfortable in front of the camera. Now I just push record and whatever comes out, and this just happens. Today's story is going to be about The Hills Have Eyes. Did you know that this was a real family? Alexander Sawney Bean was born to a nice, respectable couple, you know, way back in the day in Scotland. He was born in the 1300s. His father was a ditch digger and a hedge trimmer. Nice, honest man making a nice, honest coin. Alexander tried to take up the trade himself, but then he shortly after that realized that he was more of a hustler, so he was not down with the honest 9-to-5 work. He got with a woman named Agnes Douglas. Her nickname was Black. I didn't even know they had nicknames back in the 1300s. Nevertheless, Agnes, aka Black, became his wife. Apparently she was hardcore chick, right? So they were the perfect match, like the original Bonnie and Clyde. They got together, did some robbing together. So from there, they weren't the most popular of the bunch. People didn't really like them. After they committed a couple of crimes together, they decided, let's just retreat from society and do our own thing. And so that's what they did. They moved to this little town that I cannot pronounce, into a cave that was a mile long and very deep. They had plenty of space to do what they needed to do. It was called Benin Cave. So anyway, when they got in there, I guess they had nothing else to do but to have sex, because she ended up having 14 kids. I don't imagine that there were that many options for entertainment, right, in a cave. But what do I know? They're living in the cave, they're making babies all over the place, and so all of these mouths that they have to feed is now kind of becoming a financial strain, because it's kind of we don't have jobs, they have to eat. What are we gonna do? Now initially they started to sneak into town and rob people and rob tourists that will come through. But the more kids that they had, the more money they needed, and that wasn't paying enough. Now they go from just robbing people to robbing and killing them. So now all these bodies are stacking up, and he used his kids to help him lure lone travelers into a space where they could take advantage of them and rob and kill them. But these bodies are mounting up, and it's what are we gonna do with all these dead bodies? And so one of the two had the idea that we got all these bodies, all these mouths to feed. I know you know where I'm going with this. They decided to start eating the people, right? And this began their 25-year cannibalistic reign in Benin Cave. So now that they're butchering their victims, the family is living on this super high protein meal of humans, right? Salted humans, pickled humans. They had people made all kind of ways. You got to get creative, I imagine, in that situation. And then, of course, they're still having sex like crazy. But the problem is now the kids are having sex with each other, and they're making grandbabies as cousins and siblings at the same time. It's a mess. At the time that they were captured, it was like 46 of them in total. So you just imagine. I was going to kind of say that they started out kind of like Adam and Eve, but I don't want to offend nobody. Because you know how it started with Adam and Eve and then all of us kind of got here. I don't want to offend nobody and say that's the same, but it kind of is what it puts my mind into. But anyway, so Alexander, aka Alex, he now has what is like a small army, okay? Small army. They're ambushing people with military precision, dragging their lifeless bodies back to the cave and making soup out of them. Meanwhile, in the nearby town, the missing persons list is just growing day by day. And so a lot of the people being travelers and like coming in from out of town, they started to blame a lot of the local motels, like the little local bed and breakfasts, saying that people were checking in and like disappearing and never to be heard from or seen again. And so this really put a damper on the business of the hotels. A lot of those people had to find other work because, they had a bad rep. I would imagine that business would be hard to continue to grow if people are accusing you of such terrible things. Like, if word on the curve is that people go to your hotel and they disappear and they never come back, then I'm sure not too many people after that are going to want to come there. So one particular day, working as the team that they were, the Beans, oh, my eyebrow, what did I just do? I probably should not be drinking and trying to do my makeup at the same time, because where was I? Oh, so one day the Beans circle this couple that is like horseback riding, and they were thinking they hit a lick because they were like, okay, it's 2 people and a horse we can eat. This is it right here, right? They ambushed the couple, knocking the wife off the horse. And I guess they were hungry this day. I don't know if they hadn't fed their little children, their little incesty children, but they instantly like killed the woman on sight and start to eat her organs like right there at the scene. The husband is looking at this. He's trying to get away on his horse. He luckily had a sword and a pistol, which he pulled out both. And so they kind of backed up and they were like... So at the same time, I guess the couple was there for the fair. It was a fair going on. And so people heard the commotion and they started to come around. So therefore, the Beans took off to retreat back to their cave. And they're just like, abort mission. But a lot of people had witnessed that they were these terrible cannibalistic murderers. So the word was out. So like I said, this was back in the 1300s over in Scotland. So they had King James V as the reigning king at the time. The husband is taken to town, and the people that witness this, they're like, this is what happened. They can't get away with this. King James personally gathered 400 men and went up to the cave, Benman Cave. When they got there, they were met with a very gruesome scene. It was like severed limbs everywhere, hanging bodies, like hanging corpses that had been gutted and harvested for all the good parts. There was money that they had stolen and robbed people of. It was just a whole bunch of evidence that made it look like they were up to no good. I don't want to wait for our lives to be over. My neighbors hate me, I'm sure. The Beans were captured without incident. They didn't put up a fight. They were just like, you know what? But then again, a lot of them were kind of mentally incapacitated. And that's why in the movie, like, they look the way that they do. I don't remember in the movie if they specified that, you know, they were the result of incest and that's why they were so deformed. I think in the movie they I don't know, I don't want to misquote it. I felt like for whatever reason that they blamed like the military or the government or some kind of experiment as to why the people had these mutations. What is it called? It's not mutations, but had these abnormalities. But it was because of incest. That was the real truth. That was the true tea. They were taken into custody where they awaited execution, because I guess things were a lot more simpler back then. It was just like, we caught you, you did it, obviously, and we're gonna kill you because that's what we decided. The locals were so disgusted with the Beans, and rightfully so, because a lot of them lost their business because of them. Like, they were accused of kidnapping these people, and so, like I said before, their businesses failed. Like, of course the townspeople hated them. And then aside from that, anyway, look at what they were doing. I'm pretty sure it's very likely that, you know, they ate a lot of their family members and friends, and so of course they would be upset. My headband is too tight. Oof. So because they were so disgusted with the beans, they were like, they need something painful, they deserve to die. So painful. I don't know if that's how I imagined it, right? They ended up burning the women alive and castrating the men and allowing them to bleed out. There were 21 women, 25 men. Horrible way to die, but I guess they deserved it, you know? An eye for an eye, or in this case, a penis for a life. Doing an eyeliner is like the most stressful. It's the most stressful thing ever. I have to watch this movie again. I remember it being a really good movie, but I forgot a lot of how the movie told the story. It's a really good movie. If you haven't seen it, you should check it out. If you like horror films like that. From what I remember, it's pretty true to like the actual tale. I think it's like this one family or this one couple or whatever, their like camper breaks down in the area of where the little cave people live, and then they're just like fresh meat. The family is like nuts, and they like hunt the people down and kill them and stuff. It's really good. It's one of my favorites. I got the old school mascara right now. The Great Lash was the jam back in the day. I remember when my mom and I used to get ready back in the day, and they used to whip out this Great Lash, and she was just that girl back in the day. And it's still a good, affordable mascara. Well, let me tell y'all how my last 24 hours went, right? So I know I was, you know, halfway joking a lot with this whole Robert thing, but I think Robert might be at me, y'all, because I kid you not, yesterday's video was supposed to be the easiest edit, the quickest edit, and literally everything that could go wrong did go wrong editing that video. And I just kept thinking, that damn Robert is really at me. Like, I think I'm gonna have to write him. My footage, every time I would like import it from my SD card to my computer, it would like become corrupted. And then once I got it into Final Cut Pro, my editing software, halfway through editing, the screen would just go black, and I could still hear, like, the audio was still there and perfect, but you couldn't see nothing but pitch blackness. Okay, I mean, I guess it could have been worth Robert's face could have popped up and I just could have shit myself, but that didn't happen. I still think he had something to do with it, because it was just so weird. I never had these issues. And then the video was so short, like it was only like 14 minutes. It should have uploaded in like a couple of minutes. It literally took till like 1 a.m. It kept uploading and getting to like 80%, 82%, and then saying upload failed. Like, it wouldn't give me a reason. When I clicked details, nothing was there. It would just say upload failed. So it should have taken like 10 minutes to upload, right? But it was going really, really, really slow. And I was just like, what the hell? Like, that's so strange. What was more frustrating is that it would get to like 82% after uploading for like 30 minutes and then say upload failed. Like, and when I clicked details, there were no details. It was just like, try again. So then I would try again. And I was literally in this hamster wheel of trying it over and over and over for like literally three hours at least. The video did not upload until like after 1 a.m. I was so tired because I had been up since 3:45 that morning. Now I'm up to like 1, which I spoke about it a little bit on Snapchat. So, you know, if you follow me on Snapchat, you know that I was going through some things. After that, I didn't even sleep well. Like, I kept waking up all night. I kept sleeping like extremely late. And I know I was sleeping light because I could hear Poppy snoring, which that's not what was keeping me up. I just could not fall asleep. Deep sleep. So by the time my alarm went off at 3:45, the start of my new day, oh no ma'am, I politely turned that girl off and rolled back over. I knew today would be a long day, and I was just like, I just can't do it. And so I went back to sleep, and I was like, did not go to work. And I slept till like 2 p.m. But I did get up, periodically to walk and feed the dogs because I'm not an unfit parent, okay? Don't go calling Peter on me. I did tend to my animal. But luckily for me, they slept all day too, so we were good. Let me just shout out a couple of people because I have a great little support system. It's a couple of you all that watch like every video, comment on every video, and I appreciate your support so much. Like your positive comments and positive energy just, it just means the world to me. I'm telling you, some of y'all's positive comments literally makes my day, okay? So I just want to give a quick little special thank you to these people who are always supportive of your girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You're loyal. You're grateful. I appreciate that. Go buy your mama a house. Go spend some money for no reason.
And thank you all for watching this video. I will see you tomorrow. Peace.